I've got 3 young children as well. I got a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
Sure.
And as far as like college saving for them, if you go to one of the like 529 plans, those are tax deferred, correct? And are they tax free as long as you use them for school?
Okay, so there's a difference between tax deferred and tax free.
Okay.
Tax deferred means that once you pull it out, you get taxed on it.
Gotcha.
And tax free means once you pull it out, literally there's no taxes on it. The 529 plans are tax free as long as you use it for qualified collegiate expenses, room and board, tuition, books, all your basics and things like that.
Anything applied towards school, yeah, that's actually is as long as you're working towards school, it would apply. So,
generally speaking, so it's going to cover most collegiate expenses, so the vast majority of them. But one of the things you actually have a level of control with it as well. That's one of the reasons why I like it. So as an example, if you set it up, you retain ownership, which means that you can actually send it straight to the school and pay the school fees directly instead of putting it in your child's hands.
You get a little more control of it.
A little bit more control. The second part is you actually can change beneficiaries.
Okay.
So if something happens, your child to 32 on the ACTs and rocks it out, 100% scholarships, and you got tons of money sitting there, well, you can change it to another child, or you can to a relative, or you can use it for yourself. And they have a little bit of definition on what the beneficiaries are, but it's actually a pretty broad definition. So you can you pretty loose on that. It's not lost resources if your child does not use it.
And is it's kind of like it's sort of like an investment deal too, right? It could gain some value, of course, could lose some value, but it's not just is it just a savings plan, or is it kind of a thing that can grow value as well?
It is absolutely an investment, and each state has its own 529 plan. Texas has what's called the Lone Star 529 plan. It actually has some very solid ones inside of that one. And you just keep it real simple when you're choosing these. You look at the 1-year average, the 3-year average, the 5-year average, the 10-year average, and whichever one has the highest average consistently over those time periods, that's the one you invest in.
Okay.
So you just keep it real simple when you're picking those. It's performance-based. One of the big rocks is you do have to recognize that this is a long-term investment. So you're going to give it some time. It's going to have some rocky months. But if you picked one that had a good 10 years, then more than likely it's going to have another good 10 years.
If something happens and, what if you hit the lottery, not the lottery, but you hit, all your kids get scholarships, you can actually use it, but then you pay a tax penalty on it then, correct, if you use it for something else?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can pull it out. Perfectly honest, if you got a good decade or so of growth in there and you absolutely don't need it, everybody's squared away, and you want to pull it out and buy yourself a new Benz, whatever, you just take it out and you'll get hit with a little bit of a penalty and some taxes.
I've got 3 young children as well. I got a 2